So this is the Awkward GM Corbin, and today's topic is Chronicles of Darkness Cosmology. Today's sponsor is Matthew from Warlock's Sanctum Games. He's a professional game master, and you can find a link in the description to his Start Playing account if you'd like to hire him. Cosmology is how fictional worlds talk about their version of heaven and hell, and everything in between. Put multiple writers in a room, and this can get convoluted real fast. If you want a handy-dandy chart, here it is. Every realm in Chronicles of Darkness the players can end up, including some that aren't normally accessible. In most game lines, including Mortals, you aren't likely to leave the real world. You can have the entire game there without delving into all the other stuff. Additionally, everyone sleeps, so the dream world technically is also something that can come up. And time splinters come up in Demon the Descent, but they aren't limited to just demons. Anyone can accidentally find a doorway into one, and if you're a changeling, you can even access them through the Hedge. The Astral realm is an aspect of dreams that is more detailed than what I mentioned before. It is broken down into three major components in Mage the Awakening, each one representing the collective unconsciousness of life. The Primordial dream is where nightmares reside, specifically the beasts and horrors of Beasts the Primordial and their hive and lairs. They also have access to the primordial pathways, which allow them to go anywhere, though it can be dangerous depending on where they want to go. Avernian gates are found in areas associated with death. These gates lead to the Underworld, and one can always be found in any cemetery. The Underworld is home to ghosts who have lost their ties to the living world. The Reapers speak of the chthonic gods that rule from further down in the Underworld, but their existence is usually only hinted at. Hedge gates are portals to the Hedge that changelings, hobgoblins, and true fae can create. Every hedge gate has a special way of opening that anyone can use if they learn it, no special ability required. The Hedge is a barrier dimension between the real world and Arcadia. The landscape of the Hedge is ever shifting, meaning that in one section you may be going through a hedge maze, but in another you might be suddenly walking through a maze of ruined buildings. Inside the Hedge are the thorns, which can tear at the souls of the people who get too close to them. They also act as pathways to get to Arcadia, the domain of the true fae. Arcadia has a native population of huntsmen, but the true fae have essentially become gods inside Arcadia. The dreaming roads are pathways in the Hedge that changelings can use to enter the dreams of mortals. The shadow is separated from the real world by a barrier called the Gauntlet, and one of the easiest ways to cross into the shadow is via a loci. This is a location where the Gauntlet is at its thinnest. The shadow itself is home to spirits, ghost-like entities that are the embodiment of emotions and concepts. The shadow mimics the real world. For example, a park in the middle of a city might have a corresponding location in the shadow that looks like an oasis surrounded by a literal concrete jungle. Some places in-game are out of reach for most players. The lower depths and supernal realms are next to impossible to get to because getting there will kill a normal person. The lower depths is a term for countless realms that can't normally sustain human life. Mages can sometimes summon entities from there and ask them about their realm, but they can't go there themselves. Unlike the lower depths, mortals can travel to the supernal realms when they are in the process of awakening, but once they become mages, they can't travel back. Well, unless they are an archmage. But even if you did get to either of these places, there aren't any guidelines for storytellers on how to handle this scenario. So we're on our own. What about other realms mentioned in the books? Well, I can't cover everything, and a lot of these locations don't have any real rules associated with them. One thing I've also noticed is that the book likes to avoid mentioning where some godlike entities are located. Also, there are a ton of special abilities that can bypass any limitations on traveling between realms, such as Rip the Gates by demons. I hope this has given you a good overview of the Chronicles of Darkness cosmology. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, as that really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to buy me a drink, you can send me a couple bucks to my CofD account. Link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.